Good evening, everybody. Matt Geary for the Geek Pride cast here on this Sunday evening. With me, we have another guest who I will get to. But as always, we have a Josh Varney.
Hello.
Peter Ray Allison.
Hey, how you doing?
A physical Jonjo Cosgrove, everybody. What's going on here?
Yes, I know. This proves that I am real and I am still alive, which I do apologise to one certain person. And trust me, the email and all the correspondence and the pay packet is on its way. So.
And finally, our guest for tonight, John Robertson, founder, creator, and presenter of The Dark Room.
What a joy. Okay. Beauty. Oh, really? I've got to say, I really like the fact that it's quite clear one of you has recently done a drug dealer pretty heavily by. That's good. No, good. You send off that email to Uncle Ernesto. He's waiting for it. Jesus.
How did you know that Uncle Ernesto?
Who do you think is his bloody nephew, mate? Christ, there you go. Why not?
Oh, I thought you went down the stairs.
How dare you show your face on the internet, Mike? We want that shipment. Oh, right.
Oh, well, right.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
This podcast has already taken a fucking turn for the worse. This is going to be a fucking great show.
I know exactly what. Hey, I could hear what you were doing before we went to broadcast. I would settle down my white powdered nosed son. Now.
Oh man! Wow.
G'day, boys. How are you? You right?
Oh.
Yeah, so all good, man.
Beauty. So this is the heroin podcast, right? This is the one for the guys who don't want to go to recovery but need to.
100%.
This is where we charge the premium.
This is the one where we try to avoid wiping our nose in between, you know.
Oh yeah. Like you just took a drink there. I don't need to wipe my nose. I just get it a bit damp. I'm like a dog. I'm healthy.
That's healthy. You ingest it, it's fine.
Yeah, of course. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you don't leave the drugs out where the police can find them. You put them in your body. No.
Exactly. You know.
I mean, they'll only find them on toxicology
my location in central Latvia. Then that's fine.
In my case, you just hide them on the children. That way, anyway, the cops couldn't hear your kids go, "You fuck off, you pedo! Get out of here, you swine!"
That's exactly right. And you can lean forward and go, "I'll tell you what. You know what I like? I just love the smell of the top of my baby's head. Oh, got a bit of dandruff on it. Not anymore. It doesn't. There we go."
Oh Lord, we're going to get banned from every single social media ever.
Well, I mean, no, hang on, wait a minute. Are we on Twitch?
We're on Twitch.
Oh, hang on. Well, if we're on Twitch, in that case, drugs are bad. Good, that covered you for Twitch. Don't get your nipples out. They don't like that. Right, where else are we?
Facebook,
YouTube,
and Facebook. I think we zoned out for a minute.
Yeah, fine. Morally reprehensible fucking companies. Anyway, now.
Oh, Instagram are going to go fucking nuts.
Oh shit! Oh no, we might go viral with the kids who were kids 5 years ago. The actual kids are on TikTok.
For some reason,
the ones who are still on fucking Bebo.
Yeah. For some reason,
the kids who flunked out of MySpace. Yeah, no worries.
Oh, good. I remember MySpace.
I remember Bebo.
Jesus, I still remember MySpace. I think I actually got an email the other day saying your MySpace account is inactive. I thought, I didn't even fucking know I still had one. That was like 10 years ago. Maybe longer.
Every MySpace account is inactive.
I did not even think it was still a thing, but apparently it is. How?
I still get emails from Tom going, "We miss you. Come back." It's like, fuck off, you stalker.
Yeah, because you're probably the only person that's still friends with him.
Yeah, it's odd. It kind of went. MySpace kind of went from being the main thing, and then it turned into this sort of spam fest for bands and stuff. So that was it and stuff. So it's just like, yeah, it is still there. I don't know who still uses it though. It's weird.
Nope.
It's like LiveJournal. Yeah. The LiveJournal?
Oh, yeah. God, how dare you swear at people using LiveJournal?
Look, mate, okay, LiveJournal is where me and all of my little friends in high school went and had our innermost thoughts to be, shown to all of our, closest friends. And then I went back to have a look, and at some point or another, Russia bought it. Just Russia.
Oh.
Just Russia in general. I don't know whether it's just civilians or just. I just like to think it's the Russian government. Just they're going.
Did they
what
annex
is this
it?
fan fiction? Who are these people?
Just in case anybody's listening, hello Russia. Yes, overlords. We will submit.
Did they have a referendum and everybody voted for them to be annexed into the collective, the Russian collective?
Yep, and the nice thing about it is that the referendum was held with exactly one person, and that's how a good functional Russian democracy it works, and it works beautifully, works absolutely wonderfully. If you're in Ukraine, or as they like to think of it, extra Russia. So yeah, there we go.
Extra Russia. Oh
yeah,
man.
well, one person held at gunpoint. Yeah. Sign it.
Well, unfortunately, he's also holding the gun. That's the bummer.
Yeah.
Mind you,
You
though,
will
if
sign.
anyone just tell you what, I know what'll drive you bloody traffic for you. Just somebody mentioned that the Chinese premier looks like Winnie the Pooh. There we go.
Oh, bother.
Now either a very
bother.
large landmass is either lit up or gone
when
black.
that was first going out, I was honestly thinking, is it because he goes around just wearing a t-shirt and nothing else? I really was disappointed when I saw the photos. I was like,
Oh,
right, maybe
fuck,
not.
Matt.
I just want to check
booking
my
ticket.
VPN's still working. Hang on.
Oh, fuck, Matt. I'm booking my
Are we-
ticket. I'm out of here.
are we-
I'm fucking gone. We're going to get done.
Are we still online?
We're going to have SWAT bust in the fucking door now.
Oh,
You
Oh
know
yeah,
what?
shit! I didn't.
What
Sorry, I
say,
didn't notice you two.
taking over.
You two just broadcasting from Beijing. Sorry, I should have paid attention to that.
Oh god.
Just in case someone
I'm sorry.
thinks it,
Well,
and,
you know.
I always
gets
feel like I'm in
taken away.
control of these podcasts, but today I feel like I am not in control of this.
Well, you're not meant to be in
podcast.
control, mate. The Chinese state government's meant to be in control, and how dare you try to take anything away from them? What are you, an intellectual from Hong Kong?
Wow.
He's Irish.
Oh, yeah, well, in that case, I retract both of what I
Oh.
said. Oh,
Oh, it's like the bit from the Alan Partridge film. Was it when he escapes the radio station? He gets the guy, the woman who's in the car. He goes, "Look, you need to help me." No, I don't know if I can. There's a madman with a gun. He's taking over radio. Oh, I don't know. He's Irish. Okay, get in.
We're not the terrorists
Oh.
anymore, okay?
That's true.
We're not the
Yeah,
terrorists. We've had our time in the sun. We're not them anymore.
Yes,
You know,
we'll let someone else have a
this-
turn.
Look, this will be a strange thing, but do you find yourself getting occasionally, because, you know, the idea of who, quote unquote, the terrorists are does change decade by decade. I've known Irish mates of mine who've had a bit of nostalgia and have done the thing of, yeah, well, we used to make the phone call. You know, get out, you know, like we'd call ahead. And that was the thing, because that was during the big suicide bombing things. They were just sort of like, we'd phone up. We don't know what these pricks are doing. I thought it was incredible. And then I was listening to a podcast the other day where people were going, hey, remember how good the 70s were? People would just hijack planes and not try to crash them. They just wanted to go to Cuba. It's amazing what you can get used to.
Well, when I was growing up, it was standard practice, and it was just so weird for me to sort of come across here and things were different. But every time you went into a local supermarket, you had to have your bag searched. Your car always had to have a mirror underneath it just to make sure there wasn't a bomb in there. And every time you went to the airport, you got stopped by the army, who would ask you questions, and then you would go on. I remember getting stopped on the way back from a gig. And I had like, all my band stuff in the back of the car. It was a Nissan Micra. Had a drum kit, had 2 amps. I'm pretty sure there was half the band in there as well. And the fucking the cops stopped me twice, and the army stopped me on the way back, going, "Where are you going? What's all the stuff in the back? What are you doing with it and stuff?" And I was like, but that was just normal. That was just sort of the thing that happens, and you sort of kind of got used to it. Guys walking around with fucking MP5s and stuff, and you're just like, "Oh well, that's just
Try
how it
how-
works."
Try going
What?
through the Eurostar terminal with a suitcase full of powdered milk. Because my daughter is kind of lactose over in France. Every time she drinks like the milk over in the French area, she just regurgitates it up straight away. So we thought, fuck it, take powdered milk with us, because, you know, just stir it up in there. Yeah. Everything going through the x-ray, and all of a sudden you see this guy look at you, and I'm thinking, oh, fuck, how are we going to explain this? And he goes, would you like to open the suitcase? I went, before you start, it's powdered milk. And he goes, yeah. I was like, do I look that wealthy enough to be fucking carrying that kind of shit in my suitcase?
Maybe you're
Look
a
at the
drug
suitcase.
mule. Maybe you're
I
a
was
drug
like,
mule.
look at the suitcase, dude. It's a second-hand suitcase. Look at the wife. Look at her. Do you think this is a drug dealer's wife?
It's a second-hand one.
How much milk did you have in the bag?
It was only about 100 grams, dude. It was not even much. And he opened the suitcase
or something.
Fuck no! He opened the suitcase, lifted it up. I went, do you know what? If you can do a line off that right and tell me it's anything else of it right, I will pay you exactly what I have in my wallet, which was nothing. I had nothing in my wallet at the time. And he goes, yeah, I'll take your word for it. I said, why? Because it's cream coloured and not white coloured. He goes, no, the simple fact is that somebody's labelled it milk powder. And I thought, if you're that fucking trusting, this country is knackered.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Well, okay. That's a good intro for a podcast with drugs and terrorism. Yeah, okay.
It's
Fight the power.
That's just got to be the title of tonight's podcast then. Drugs and terrorism. Sorted.
Perfect. We've solved both of them. It's incredible.
Yeah.
We'll get book deals now.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Man.
God, I've lost my train of thought now. It's like I've literally just been caught off guard. I've literally been blindsided.
Well, have you put your mirror underneath the train? You need to make certain there's nothing under there, mate. And you'll get used to it. You'll get used to it. No?
We got a great title for this. You go to Dungeons and Dealers.
Oh, very nice. Now, look, has everyone remembered to take their shoes off before they do the podcast? We have to put it through the scanner, right? You get your laptops out.
What the fuck is
I have so much fun going through airport security with my boots. 6-inch platforms. Take boots off, sir. Put them through the radar detector. Right.
Yep.
Every time.
I have to say that I think there's slight bias towards Irish people when it comes to going places on the port, because I am perpetually stopped and searched for things. And it's just like, come on, man.
No, there's no.
You should try and do a false accent. You know?
It's like,
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
you've got 10 seconds to leave the area.
No, it's not bias. We've all seen The Devil's Own. You know, fuck you. We all know what's happening.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Look, man,
I
walk around wearing a whole lot of skulls and with like peroxided, blonde hair that's sometimes down to my ass. And I get stopped every fucking time, and to the point that once, this is great, me and my wife were over in Brisbane and I got pulled over for the random search. And just as we were doing that, there was a Krispy Kreme store and I pulled out my wallet and my wallet was just really like, I for whatever reason, I just had cash on me somehow. I don't know where I got this money from, but there was some of it. I pulled out my wallet. It was like the size of my fist, right? Handed it to my wife, went, oh, can you go get us some Krispy Kremes? And off she went, right? And they were doing the bomb scan on me. And I just looked at them and went, if I had a bomb, that would have been it. They did not like that. They were not keen.
No.
Just watching me wife happily off towards oh, no, I'm here to fuck up the donut centre. That's what we came here to do.
Wow.
We've got a
So
manifesto.
basically, you are the 2017 Power Rangers movie because they just went in to fuck up a Dunkin' Donuts.
We do not talk about the 2017 Power Rangers movie, Jonjo. You fucking know this.
Well, it's when it comes up.
You go. Sorry,
I was just going to say, when it comes up on like Channel 4 and you think, fuck it, I'm bored enough, let's just watch some shit, that'll do. And, it's one of them things, it's one of them films that's so bad, but you can't turn away from it when you start watching it.
Dude, it's in the Poundland fucking return section. That's how bad it is. I mean,
There's dog food in there.
yeah.
Been eaten by the dog and then thrown up back into the can. Jeez.
You had that sort of fan-made Power Rangers film, which was like R-rated, and it was pretty gruesome and stuff. Wasn't on YouTube, and it got sort of canned because obviously they were making that film, and it was amazing. It would have, they should have gone that direction. They should have made it just a bit more sort of hardcore.
Adi Shankar, I think, the same guy who did Castlevania.
Yeah. I think that was it. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, John. So
yeah, mate.
So I thought the random shit would happen at the end.
I'll tell you something right now. I had no idea that there had been at any point a 2017 Power Rangers movie, and I am shocked to learn it didn't exist.
John,
it was a real.
It didn't happen. It never happened.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. Like, just for a second, my brain went, they made one in 2017, and then a second later, it auto-corrected that no, it didn't. That's bloody incredible. How weird! Like that's a flash of my pop culture dementia in one go. Crazy, crazy. Bill Murray's always been a beloved celebrity. He never made those shitty Garfield movies. Isn't that amazing?
No,
right? Brilliant.
Yeah, he's
And he was-
always just been the old bloke from motherfucking Lost in Translation. And he made Ghostbusters. He's only been in 2 films. And Caddyshack. He's only made 3 films. The rest of it, don't worry about it. Yeah.
And Stripes.
What about Scrooge?
Oh, no, well, Stripes is just Caddyshack, but for the army. No.
Zombieland.
Scrooged and Groundhog.
No,
I love Groundhog Day.
I don't know of which you speak, my friend. I'm just a humble immigrant. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh.
What about Groundhog Day? That's an awesome film.
Yeah, but that's all of them. That's all of them. You just watch them repeatedly and you get Groundhog Day. Watch any Bill Murray film more than once and you're watching Groundhog Day.
Good point.
Yeah, but I'm not overly sort of. I couldn't say there's a Bill Murray film that I've watched that I've disliked, though I haven't seen the Garfield films, so you know.
Well, films.
Well, if you don't want to break that streak, don't watch the Garfield films. So put it that way.
The weirdest thing about them
yeah.
is that Bill Murray sued the people who made the Garfield animated series in the 80s because the guy doing the voice of Garfield was doing an impression of him.
Right,
So he sued them, right? And then when it came time for the Garfield movies to be made, Bill Murray got the job instead of that guy. So it's kind of like, fuck you, Bill Murray.
Or if you've seen the latest Zombieland film from last year, there is a post-credit scene where he's basically advertising Garfield 3, and it is just fucking hilarious. It is such a great scene, and I like the Zombieland film anyway, but just that bit made me like, yeah.
For anybody who hasn't seen the Zombieland 2 film, none of that happened. It didn't exist. But then again, it did. Where the fuck have you been for the 8 months since the film has been out?
I've never seen a Zombieland
Probably in the middle of a global pandemic, mate. I mean, I think people have an excuse not to have seen the film.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty dodgy stuff over the last sort of, 8... How many months have we been in since March? 6 months or something?
Yeah, 6 months.
6 months. And I've seen pretty much everything that's on Netflix at the minute, but I still haven't seen...
You've completed Netflix.
Yeah, I completed Netflix. Where's my Xbox?
It goes on it. It's just this big green tick. You know, you're done. Turn it off.
Yeah. Move to Amazon. Give that a go.
I'm proper scraping the barrel and shit at the minute, going for really random sort of stuff that I would never watch just because I'll fucking watch it. Why not? Fucking hell.
Yeah. Saying that Dragon's Dogma, the new animated one, that is it's all right, but the animation is so stilted. It feels like you're playing a game at 10 frames a second. It is so shoddy and shaky. It's a good story, but I just can't watch it.
I do apologize. Shut the fuck up, Alexa.
What? What? Is that your housemaid, Josh?
She's going. The weather outside is now a warm 2 degrees. Who the fuck asked you?
Mate, she's just a child. She's just a child. She's just trying to tell you the things.
Just a child.
She just wants a powdered milk, mate. She just wants a powdered milk.
She needs to learn her place.
Oh God! Oh God!
I'm gonna unplug her. I'm actually gonna unplug her now because she's just the ring keeps lighting. That is not a good phrase to say on fucking podcast. The ring light is up. No, I'm not gonna. Right, there we go.
Anyway, John, how are you, sir?
Let's talk about you for a bit, shall we?
Sure. Okay. I'm happy to do it.
So are you? You're obviously Australian. Are you based in the UK
really
at the minute?
Fucking obviously Australian. How are you? Fucking, you guys like racism? Fucking Australia. Yeah, there you go.
Well, considering we take the mick out of a Northern Irishman every week,
it's good to have somebody else. And since Laura hasn't been on for a couple of weeks, it's good to have somebody of a minority sort of, in there to sort of take this out.
Sure. Yeah, of a minority. Yeah, absolutely. A minority that's never had any fucking trouble being a member of that minority. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Oh no, look out everyone. The Australians are here. Shit, how are you going to oppress us? You're going to think I'm a bit dumb, but I've seen fucking animals that can kill you. It's the most useful thing in the world. It's amazing. Look, every time I walk around the UK, it's just that motor going, you think I'm stupider than I am and much stronger than I actually am. Good. I like this. This is a great combo.
So are you?
Let me tell you about the time I was in the fucking bush and I watched my father eaten by a fucking crocodile shark, mate. Fuck. It's like, yeah, nobody knows that you're a middle class suburban boy from Perth, mate. No one knows. No one cares either. Fuck.
So show me a butter knife and I'll tell you that's not a knife.
Oh, I've done that. Done that one before. It's great.
Holy
yeah,
shit. Are you
We're gonna get sued.
are you still in Australia? Are you based in the UK now?
I'm based in the UK.
Yeah,
This is coming to you live from London. A lot of knife crime in London. Not where I am. You call that knife crime? This is knife crime.
That's not a knife. That's a spoon. I see you've played knife.
I see you played. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that fucking
There it
episode.
is.
I was at school when that came out, and that's all we talked about the next day. It was fantastic. Everyone was so pissed off. Like, we liked it. We liked the episode a lot because we liked the Mr. Prime Minister, and we liked the booting, you know, all of that. But your little boy at the start, right? We hated his fucking voice. You know, that
Bullfrogs, you say? I would have called him Chuzwuzzes.
Yeah, that was the thing, because we're like, we don't fucking, like, even though I would have been, I think, 8 when that came out, so we did all talk like that. We're like, we don't talk like that. That guy sounds like Olivia Newton-John. What's that? You know?
Did you not see the voice credits? It was Olivia Newton-John? No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Olivia Newton-John at that point.
It was one of the things. I remember watching the episode, I think about a year after it came out, and a teacher at my school was Australian, and she basically said, "You've got to throw that video out." And because you know, in school you used to get like a you know, like once a week you used to have like a bit of a fun break time, and it always used to be watching The Simpsons. And that episode was on video.
Very nice.
And
school
she
went
came
to.
in.
Hello.
Yeah. She came in halfway through, turned the tape off because you know this is where it was. It was still videotaped. Took the tape out. She went, right. You guys are never. I'm not going to do the accent. You guys are never.
I'll give it a go.
watching
I'd be
this.
fascinated to hear how you think it goes.
Oh, shit.
Bearing in mind, you are trying to. How long ago was this?
This is, like I said, this was about 20. This is about 23, 24 years ago, maybe.
Well, look, mate, to be fair,
whenever
hold up, before you keep going. If you do try the accent, I'm not going to be offended, because what you're trying to do is the voice of a woman that you can vaguely remember from 23 years ago happens to be from the same country I'm from. I'm not going to go, Jesus, that's not how she fucking sounds.
No, but she just basically went, yeah, you're not going to watch this video again. I'm going to get rid of it. And I remember we actually had parents coming up to the school complaining, saying that she'd taken the tape. And she went, but that's taken, she actually said to one of the parents, that's taken the piss out of my culture and my heritage. And the parent actually said, what, so you're saying you've got Foster's cans that are fucking 3 foot tall? It's like,
wow.
I don't think there's even like Fosters in Australia, from what I've been told.
No, we don't. It's strictly export only.
Yeah.
We send out the Fosters, we send out Rolf Harris, and you found out why in both cases. So, yeah.
Oh.
Well, we didn't fucking keep him around. We're not idiots.
We just knighted him and then banged him up.
Well, yeah. Oh, look. Yeah, that's interesting too. Can I just ask, was she a white Australian? The girl who said that? Your
she
teacher?
was.
Yeah. Well, she can get fucked then. You're going to have a fucking whinge about that. Oh no, you've taken the piss out of our culture. Yeah, cool. Your culture's built on fucking genocide. Shut the fuck up, idiot.
It was just one of the weirdest things because obviously when you're younger, you don't think about that side of it. You just think it's funny. You don't really think about if someone might be offended by it. But then it's like, I spoke about someone, a friend of mine from Australia a few years ago, and like say about, oh yeah, I've just been watching Simpsons, just been watching the episode from Australia, and she went, oh, I fucking love that.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, okay. I said that's good. She went, yeah, because it doesn't represent us at all. It's just a load of shit, but it's funny.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's got nothing to do with Australia. It's well, the thing is, all it is a bunch of Australian stereotypes that we sent out. You know, like that throw another shrimp on the barbie, Crocodile Dundee, all of that shit, right? I don't know any bloke walking around wearing a fucking snakeskin vest. You know, I've never seen one of those blokes in my life. I've seen a lot of blokes walking around wearing fucking open vests, but they tended to be down at the bloody steampunk LARP. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
tell you what, steampunk with an Australian accent's a lot of fun, though. You know, I am Baron Lars von Hudenberg. You know, I come from the foreign province of Dubbo. It's fun to do.
Is racism is it a racism, that word?
Yeah.
Is it a problem more so in Australia than it is in other places?
Well, I can't speak to whether it's more of a problem because I mean the UK up until fairly recently would do things like, oh, I can't possibly say that, but now what it does is go, oh, you can't say fuck anything anymore. It's like, well, no, you can. There are consequences for it. Like maybe somebody else going, actually, don't fucking call me that. No, the trouble with the Australians, and it doesn't strike you until you leave and go back, which is a really shitty thing to say, but it's accurate. I mean, or it was accurate for me, more to the point, because I was an ignorant fuckhead who built his own little circle and never really left it after a while. The trouble with Australia is that the media is mostly controlled by Murdoch. It's incredibly fucking reactionary. And violent and stupid and hostile, and it's just all tabloid fucking bullshit. And it's things where like the opinions of a former football player are apparently what means something, and it's like, I don't think that bloke's played football the length of time I've been alive, and I'm 35, and yet I'm meant to somehow be there like, why is this guy going, oh no, but fucking I used to just fucking dress up in blackface on the telly, why is that offensive? I don't fucking get it, and this apparently means something. The thing with the Australians is that they like to think that they're the country that gives everybody a fair go. Like you talk to Aussies, they fucking, oh, we don't give a fuck, mate. We're loose ass, fuck. And it's like, no. The second you go, actually, maybe, just maybe, you've treated your Indigenous people pretty badly. Watch what fucking happens, Watch what fucking happens. Like, I remember being at a bloody suburban party and hearing a woman say, actually, my wife heard this. This woman just went, nah, we can't have the immigrants. They're going to drink all our water.
What the fuck? What?
And she fucking believes it. Yeah.
I was watching a news piece on the BBC a few months ago where they're talking about Uluru being closed. Yep. And basically there was like queues of people just going there in the last couple of weeks, just wanted to climb up it. And just thinking, that is massively insensitive is probably the mildest word I can say. But yeah, it's just why. I just can't understand that, yeah.
Well, the thing is, the Australians are a pack of genuinely dumb cunts. And the thing that you... And if they get upset that somebody's saying that, I'm speaking to them the way an Australian would, which is they are a pack of dumb cunts. And it's just this thing. Anything that inconveniences them, even mildly, is the worst thing that's ever fucking happened ever. And that's why it's fucking embarrassing, because like anything that happens in the US or happens in the UK, you're going to see in fucking cosplay form in Australia. And it's very fucking embarrassing. Like seeing people walking around kind of being like, make Australia great again. They're like, oh, fuck off. No. It's like, if you want to make Australia great again, go and fight the Nazis. That's what we did the last time we needed to be great. That's the only thing.
There's a lot of similarities, I think, with Australia and Northern Ireland. When you say stuff like that, you don't realize until you leave, and then you go back, and then you realize, you go, holy shit, that's been there the whole time, and I've only just realized that now. Yep. And two things, right? One, I honestly never thought of Australia. I always thought Australia as that sort of generic sort of the guy you meet with a backpack in Manchester or something who's awesome, and he's he's really sort of like, he's really dead on and stuff, and just like that's Australians, or the ones you see on TV and stuff. But my old housemate's sister, they're half Pakistani, half Nigerian, and she's married to a fella in Australia called Chad, and he's an awesome guy. He came over, and he was like going on about the booze, and one thing that blew my mind was apparently alcohol over here is cheaper than it is in Australia, and I was like, what the fuck? What is that all about?
Absolutely. Well, because they don't want us to drink. Like there's this, like that's the answer. There's a lot more freedom here. Like, I could go even now, right? I could go down to my local fucking service station, go down to Servo. I could go and get booze, and I could walk down the street drinking the booze, right? Yeah. I can't do that in Australia. I have to go to a liquor store, and then I have to go and drink it at my house. There's a lot of freedom here that we don't have.
Yeah,
Actually, sorry. You know what? Just to make that point a little bit better. You know where else you can do that? Singapore. You'll fucking disappear if you criticise the government in Singapore, but you can go to a 24-hour shop at any time, get as much booze as you want, and drink it in the street. I
love stuff like that, where it's just like you've got really strict rules on one thing, and then there's something really random that you can just do whatever you want.
Well, I always remember when oral sex was illegal in Singapore, because a lot of my friends would go there for holidays, and then they'd send you a text, just say, "How are you? I'm just breaking the law in Singapore." It was a lot of fun.
I've just been arrested. Can you send me some bail?
Yeah, well, to be fair, I'm always there. Like, don't text at me with your mouth full. What's wrong with you? You know, Christ.
I remember
That's the
sort
thing
of
as well. It's like, think about it. Why are you looking at your phone?
But I remember sort of the fella Chad, and I was talking away to him, and I was talking to his wife, and they were saying about that basically she'd gone into a shop, and the guy was being really off with her until she spoke, and she obviously spoke with quite a posh English accent, and then he went, "Oh right, oh, it's okay, you're one of us," and sort of said something along those lines, and I was just like, is that a thing in Australia? And he went, yeah, it is, I'm afraid. And it just blew my mind, because it was just like this preconception of what it was wasn't. And I was just, it can't be, you know, a big thing. He says, it is. And I was just like, whoa, that's mad.
Oh, mate, it is. Like, I always make the mistake of thinking that we've gotten past stuff, you know? Because, like, I'll see there's a lot more, like, for instance, there's a lot more trans people in my old town of Perth, right, who are publicly out. And that's amazing. Like when I was a teenager and I was questioning my own sexuality and all of this, that never would have fucking happened. Like you didn't see that in the street. It's a wonderful thing to see that and go, great. But then at the same time, the last time I was there and I noticed this and I thought, how wonderful, I genuinely saw a bloke do the bloody slanty eyes at a woman of Asian extraction. And I was there like, my God, I haven't fucking seen that outside of a fucking 1940s Warner Brothers cartoon. You know what I mean? What the fuck is this? I haven't seen that since school. It's in the 90s.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of reverbed with Ted putting his fist to the wall, and there's a Japanese guy on the other side with his duck, James Franco.
What's that, James Franco?
His name's Ming, and obviously Sam Jones just goes, Ming! you fucking shit, you know, Sam Lawson, get him! Oh, I'm thinking, oh God, how has this film got through so many BBFCs? I don't know. Now, it's racism. It's like, oh God, whatever happened, just having a joke.
I always thought that with Tropic Thunder, because Robert Downey Jr.'s character, obviously, he purposely gets his skin, like the pigmentation of his skin, darkened so he can play an African American, and that always made me think, how the hell did someone write this down? We're going to make this as a movie. We're going to get Robert Downey Jr. to actually play an Australian who becomes a black man, and we're just going to go, yeah, that'll be fine.
Well,
and he got nominated for an Oscar for doing actual blackface.
Wait. Did Robert Downey Jr. get nominated for an Oscar for that?
He got nominated.
Oh, he did. But at the same time.
Oscar.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we
obviously
talk about...
he lost to Heath Ledger, because you know he had to.
Well, yeah.
You'd be really, really
you
worried.
Reckon that's how that works, is it? you reckon that's what happens?
His career, if he'd actually won the Oscar for playing that character, that would have just been like, how?
But let's put it this way, right? But if you watch Tropic Thunder, right, and I saw it.
Oh, got a frozen.
Is the man is an idiot for doing that, and but that's not something that's clear with how people talk about it. Right? Because it's a parody of how fucking appalling Hollywood actors are, because they'll come in and go, well, actually, I can be that thing. And they'll make something else the thing. For instance, it's just things like, oh, you probably don't have the disease that took away fucking Stephen Hawking's legs. Oh, but you'll play him, will you? You know, there are actually people who have that. They are actors. They could do it.
Yeah, with Tropic Thunder, they do kind of address that, because when Robert Downey Jr. goes, "What do you mean, you people?" and obviously Al Pacino goes, "No. What do you mean, you people?"
But
and he gets that slap.
Yeah. Well, also the fact that there's actually a genuine African American character who is deeply offended by what's going on the entire time. I think it's framed pretty well.
Yeah,
you know, it's clear what they're meant to be doing.
He talks about it in the Joe Rogan podcast, doesn't he? And he said that a lot of his sort of kind of friends of color were fine with it, but some of them were a bit like, you can't do that. And it's like, I'm a white guy, I can't really feel like I have an opinion on that, because in the end, if somebody's offended by it, then that's it.
Yeah, well, then they are offended by it, and it's one of those things of somebody saying, well, I don't appreciate this depiction of that at all, which might mean that what the example they're using has less fucking relevance to that community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because rather than being a parody of the act, it's actually just the act. In which case, all I've just essentially said is, oh, I'm sure they meant well, which is the weakest fucking take. Christ. Ooh, don't burn your hands, boys. Fuck. I've come in and said, oh, I'm sure they didn't mean to upset anybody. Ooh.
But it's one of these things now, when you see like stuff like Tropic Thunder, it's with a lot of TV and a lot of films now.
A long time
Obviously, they have this notice, don't they? They say this is a product of its time. And this is its own way of going, you may be offended, but we put a little 5-word blurb just to say, tough. That's what it feels like in some places. It's like Fawlty Towers.
Yeah.
If you watch some of the Fawlty Towers episodes now, obviously I grew up just watching like the TV edits. On Netflix, they've got the full blown episodes now. And even the last episode of the series, where one of the characters just blatantly uses the N-word about 2 or 3 times over.
Oh yeah,
it's like,
that's the major.
How did they do that? Yeah,
but it's a different time, as you say. It's fascinating too, because John Cleese decided he'd get very upset about it being taken off Netflix for half of a second, and it was one of those moments again. I'll get your fucking hand off it, because it's like, hey, wait a minute, he approved the fucking TV edit. It came out about 2 days later, so why is he fucking complaining now? Christ. It fucking happens like over and over and over again. You're going to make something that you go, oh, this is a bit of satire. And then time comes along and it's like, oh, well, wait a minute. Actually, we don't use those words anymore. And in fact, old people don't tend to use those words anymore. So it'll just have the effect of using the fucking words rather than being a parody. That's life. Right. It happens.
Yeah.
Somebody's tapping away on their keyboard. Please stop it. It's annoying. Want to use... Jonjo.
Well, I haven't got a keyboard.
Jonjo.
How am I tapping away?
Josh, is that you?
Hey, tell you what, I'll show you. Tell you what, I'll show you a classic bit of old British entertainment if you want to see it. Here you go. Here you go. Why not? Here you go. You remember, don't you? You remember, UK children's entertainment legends.
Sooty.
Here you go. There's Sooty. There's Sooty. Look at that. There's Sooty.
Yeah.
And there's Sooty's friend Sweep. Oh, isn't that fun?
Holy
isn't
shit.
Fun? Oh, yeah.
Wow. Wow. Don't do it. Don't do it, Sweep. No.
How my childhood is ruined.
There you go. You see, times change, boys.
Well, somebody showed me a photograph. It's 4 photographs, and it's basically Bungle with Jane. And he's basically put his hands out like this, but you look closer, he's copping a feel. He's literally out there, and he's smiling really maliciously, while Jane's sort of kind of going, "Get your hand off my tit," and he's copping a feel, and it's very disturbing.
There's a fucking hell, really? There's a
yes,
Jesus, man.
I feel like
I'm glad you've unearthed this historical crime. I had no idea.
I like how you've just made Sooty and Sweep have sex, and then that you go, oh, really?
I've got to say,
but I mean, I think there's a difference, isn't there, between 2 puppets fucking and sexual assault? I think a fairly clear difference there, pal.
The Sooty, I don't think that was really consensual.
I don't know if anybody. You will
oh,
see
really?
This
You want to see it again, do you?
You'll see this on the stream.
No worries. No, that's okay. We'll get the VAR out, mate. We'll get the VAR out. No worries. They clearly kissed before. There you go. It'll happen again. There you go.
We've spiraled. It's now turned into Peter Jackson's Meet the Feebles. And
that is a weird film, man.
Oh, there we go. I've just done a bit of old school Peter Jackson camera work. Remember when he used to be all that? Before, before Lord of the Rings, it was all that. Love that.
Yes.
So good.
I remember Bad Taste.
Oh, what a film. What a film.
That was a fantastic film.
I'll just strain out my strides. Yes, so good. I'm a Derek. Derek's Don't Run. I love that movie. I used to have a VHS of that. Great.
You remember, we've got Laura to thank for all of this tonight, because this podcast is going to go fucking nuts.
Yeah, I'm just annoyed because every now and again, for some reason, my OBS is fucking pissing me off, and it keeps on sort of dropping out now and again, and I can't fix it, and it's frustrating me. But yeah, it's been very amusing so far. And I've completely got off the point that we were on. I think we were trying to tie in Northern Ireland with Australia at one point in time. But
well, look, mate, you send your ambassador to talk to ours. We'll get a treaty.
Mate, you don't want to talk to Northern Ireland.
Hey, Mr. Prime Minister.
Oh yeah, well the treaty's off now. No, that's not happening. I'm very upset. Very upset.
Yes, because I speak to the people of Northern Ireland.
Yeah, it's just yeah. I'm not going to. I think I've talked about it before in other podcasts, but yeah, it's very similar to what you've said in that there are those very small-minded views on things based on historic sort of prejudices that they don't think they're saying anything wrong, but when you actually enter the real world and you meet other people and stuff, you realize that's kind of bad, and it's very much the case back home. Nice, a lot of very nice people, but just very backward in certain ways.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. The thing that I don't know, like you have to let people fucking learn. Like that's the most important part. Like just that sense of, because you can talk about, but this is not a terminal condition. People can learn little things like basic empathy, people are people, etc. There was a great fucking sketch. I can't remember it exactly, but there was a great sketch about pronouns over in Australia, which was just somebody goes, oh hey Michael, and the person goes, no, it's Michelle and it's they. And and then the guy just goes, oh yeah, well this is Bazza and Wazza and Kazza, and this is bloody Bluey over here. And then when the person goes, yeah, I'm Michelle now, he goes, well, how am I meant to remember that? Fucking great. People will learn whatever specialized language they fucking need to.
Yeah.
It just occasionally comes down to you don't want to. And if you're going to be like that, well, Christ Almighty, I might drive a fucking car over you. Nevertheless, it's just a mind. Just a mind. I mean, I can't. Just a mind.
It's the teaching of basically there's no such thing as common sense these days at all, and you speak about empathy. I don't think most people these days actually know what fucking empathy is, or even the meaning of the word empathy, which is quite shocking.
Mate, I only learned the meaning of the word empathy watching Star Trek: The Next Generation, and I understood it for years to be the thing Deanna Troi did.
Yeah.
She's an empath.
I know how you feel.
That's right. Well, that's what I thought it was. I remember the time somebody said to me, I'm empathetic. And I said to them, it's empathic, you fuckhead. That was my take on that, which goes to show that they were right and I fucking wasn't.
My common sense tutorial, trying to teach a mate of mine common sense, was an Eddie Murphy sketch from, I think it's Delirious, where they go into the Amityville horror house and he goes, oh yeah, this is a great house. Get out. Well, we gotta go. I said, do you know what that is? The guy went, what? I said, that's common sense. If you hear a voice telling you to get out, you get the fuck out. It's as simple as that. Common sense. He's like, oh, I don't get it. It's like, oh, this is what's wrong with this generation, man.
Well, it's wrong with several generations, mate. Like I've heard people going, oh, there's no such thing as common sense for fucking years because there never was such a fucking thing. Nobody knows. I don't know. You know what? Probably the most important thing I can think of, and this is just if you live on the internet, right, is maybe this one. It's this, other people aren't your fucking hypothetical. Maybe something like that. Just that little thing. It's like when you see people just being like, I've got really fucking strong opinions about that. It's like, are you a member of that community? Nah. Why then? Why? How does it affect you?
Remember the Will Wheaton rule, which is basically don't be a dick. And
don't be a dick.
Yeah, as life mutters go, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Adam Hills, another Australian there.
Yeah.
Who's that Australian comedian who talks about being offended? He's like a heavy metal guy.
Steve Hughes.
It's Steve Hughes. Oh, he's
took
awesome.
10 seconds, didn't it? Yeah, the metal guy. Yeah, Steve Hughes. Yeah,
Steve Hughes. Yeah,
that's really going to upset the other Australian metal comedians too.
I saw him live, man. He is hilarious. So good.
I got to work with him one time at a gig I otherwise thought was going to be shit. And then this guy just shows up and he's just got this bit where he just goes, you want to have a pie? Have a fucking pie. So good.
Is he the guy that goes on about turning up to a party with only things under the alphabetical letter of Z and you have to turn up as a Zulu?
I don't know.
I can't. Yeah, it's. See,
I don't know if I've heard that.
I'm tar and feathering every Australian comedian now. It's the same fucking guy.
Sure, that wasn't.
Mate, if you think we're all Steve Hughes, that's not so bad. Things could be a lot worse. Things could be far fucking worse. You at no point have asked me to get out my guitar and sing fucking Dilligaff, you know? There's been no talk of bloody Kevin bloody Wilson. It's fine.
Oh, no.
No, I'll tell you what, I can tell you something. I know I'm hanging out with old British blokes of a particular age when I hear that name come out. Oh, you know who I like? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is it the racist bloke? Yes, with the guitar. Yes. Yes. Is it our version of Chubby Brown? Oh, I like him too. Yes, can you fuck off? Actually,
Roy Chubby Brown.
Fucking throat as soon as I find your fucking neck. Now, anyway,
I was in Great Yarmouth a year or something ago, and they had a Roy Chubby Brown fucking thing going on there, and I was just like, is he still around? Do people still watch Roy Chubby Brown?
Yeah. I was in fucking Blackpool, right? And I was going down the road to the comedy club, and I saw that, at this other place it said, "Oh, like the Roy Chubby Brown experience," and I was like, "Fuck me, there's a tribute act." Wow. And when I got down to the actual comedy club, they're like, "Oh no, it's him, it's him." But I'm like,
fuck.
But why? But I'm like, his show started at 6:30 at night. He's like, "Yeah, John, his fans are really old."
Yeah. I mean, shit. I can show my age by saying I'm still a very large fan of Barry Humphries.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Yes, Dame Edna and Sir Les Patterson and all those things. Yeah, he maybe wanted to move his mouth away from a microphone a couple of years ago. Maybe didn't need to. Yeah, had a whole bunch of pretty unconstructive pieces of shit to say.
Oh no, I've missed this. What's he said?
It's pretty boring. It's just an old. Let's put it this way. It's an old bloke wearing a fucking velvet suit and a Panama hat, leaning forward, going, I don't think Jermaine Greer, who I've known very vaguely for a number of years, should be criticised. And I'll tell you what I think about transgender people. And there's that one moment going, well, I think the writing was on the wall when he spent 40 years insisting he wasn't a drag act. Like, okay. Really? That's a lot of glitter. Yes, we are genuinely doing our mother's voice when we do that character, Barry, and everyone knows it. Oh, dude. Oh, well.
Right, so talking about comedy and stuff, was that what started off? You're a comedian by trade, and then the darkroom came afterwards, or
during? Hopefully.
Okay, right.
Hopefully you fucking cancel my career. John, and it was at that point that you stopped being a comedian and did this other
I suppose you can't ever stop being a comedian.
But we assume unintentionally.
Yeah.
Well, if he's a televangelist, this fucking podcast went down quick.
Mate, if I'm a fucking televangelist, Jesus Christ, the money. Oh, my. It'd almost be worth it.
Tax haven.
Totally. Oh, exactly. Oh, my God. Oh, the Lord pays me. Each and every one of these things is just a donation from the people. Oh, fucking hell. Now, those guys...
You're in a dark room. No, mate, it's just a fucking coffin.
So
nice.
Tell us about it then. Tell us about the dark room, because all I know about it is my first ever sort of experience was seeing a poster with your mug on it and thinking, is that the guy from Lawnmower Man? And then sort of that honestly the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, is that the guy from Lawnmower Man? And then Laura was talking about you quite a lot in one of our podcasts. I was like, all right, I'll check this shit out. Tell us about it.
All right. Well, the Dark Room is the world's only live-action video game. It's a piss take of the text adventures from the 80s. I put on a lot of big cyberpunk armor, look like the bloody Road Warriors from the wrestling. Rest in peace, Animal. And I go out and I attack the crowd. 4 options appear behind me on the screen. There's a bloody cushion of it in the background there. And
that's the picture. That's the guy. I think you look like Lawnmower Man.
Well, there's the bloke from Lawnmower Man. Isn't that what a coincidence?
Plug the merchandise.
That's not my merch. That was a gift. That got sent to me. No, we don't sell that. That's brilliant. Oh my God, it's glittery. It's one of those things that you can move your hand and the whole thing goes silver. But then, unfortunately, when I moved it back, my fucking face was still there. It really destroys the resale. But yeah, look. Yeah, and the Dark Room's just this live show that I've been touring around, but I put it on YouTube as an interactive thing back when annotation still worked, back in 2012. And that went like really pleasantly, like 2012 viral. Like that was nice. I got like lovely little phone calls from like Canal Plus in France wanted to do an interview with me, and like I ended up on some rural American news roundup one weekend and stuff. It was really cool. And then I took the live show to the Edinburgh Fringe, and it just fucking went off. Like we had so many people come to see it. It was crazy. Like Hannibal Buress, who ended up being the guy who publicly outed Bill Cosby. He came to see The Dark Room, and it was just fucking amazing. I was like, motherfucker, that guy wrote 30 Rock.
Fuck.
You know, fuck. Well, he's one of the people. Like, well, holy fuck, you know. And Brendan Burns had won the Perrier Award, who just became this fucking champion of the show and ended up being the first bloke ever to win it. And Stuart Goldsmith, who does just so cool. Deanne Smith, all these fucking people, you know. And I just started touring it. And then 7 years later, thanks to that show, I live in London. I'm doing that show on Twitch. I do that every Friday and Saturday night. We did a 48-hour charity stream over Easter of the show and raised a lot of money for the NHS and for Mind, and it's just become this thing I do. I just spend an awful lot of time talking like this with the room dark around me. And you know what? If I had even half of a brain, I would have set it up so that at that point the lights would have gone off and the options would have appeared and we could have played around, but I'm a fucking idiot.
Oh.
I watched it at Sci-Fi Weekend at Halloween, and the combination of absolutely laugh out loud funny and sheer abject terror, hoping I don't get picked.
Good.
So how does it work? How does it work?
hang on.
So I rock up to one of your shows. How does it work? Is it just you randomly choose somebody, or?
Right. Well, yeah. What happens is, like, in fact, to be fair, I can show you a little something.
Yep.
Right. Say it's gonna start. So the first thing that you'll see is this when you come into my completely darkened room. Can you see the phrase "You are about to die"?
Yeah.
Oh,
Flashing
I
at
don't
you?
need that reminder every time.
Yeah. Now there you go. Well, that'll happen, and then when it's time to start, this will happen.
It's true.
Oh,
If I can push
Right.
make this
And
bigger.
then I explain the rules of the game, in voiceover and stuff. Out I come, and yeah, what I'll do, I go amongst the crowd. You there, and I find about 5 people, one after the other, and then at the end the whole crowd plays. And when we do it on Twitch, we get the chat to play the whole time, and it's a lot of fun. It's a very strange thing to do.
Is it
And,
winnable? Is it winnable?
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah.
How many
yeah.
people have won? Because you mentioned one person had won, but how
Well,
many?
Two.
Two
have won.
people have won.
Yeah, Brendan Burns and Stuart Goldsmith. Stuart won the day after Brendan did because he was sitting next to Brendan the previous day. Took notes.
Is that not cheating? Is that not
No,
cheating?
well, look, mate. It's cheating in the sense that I never let anyone else do that again. But that guy's a fucking champion, Stuart Goldsmith. He's a very, very kind, very nice, and very funny human being, and so's Brendan. So like the two of them was brilliant, and they both won 50 quid, and they both insisted that the money be spent giving the audience some beers. So that worked out pretty
cool.
well.
Pretty good.
Yeah. But then nobody won for bloody, 3 years? So we upped the money to $1,000, and I haven't had to pay it out yet, which is nice.
I was going to say, when you said 2 people won, I was like, fucking hell, that's $2,000 out of your pocket, because I saw it was $1,000. I was like,
fucking hell, once that happens, you go, wait a second. I want to make this one a little bit harder. Fuck.
You have to keep changing the game every so often to kind of keep people on their toes. And
Yeah. I didn't have to change the live show that much for about a year and a half. I would like add stuff around Christmas and stuff. It was always fun to do, and like if I'm doing a show for like a game studio or something, I'll always have stuff in there about the game, and about them, and people that horrifies people. It's a lovely thing to do. Like when you're Gene from accounting and the words Gene from accounting suddenly appear on screen, not even like me saying it, just like it's there. It's sort of like moment ago, who told him? How does he know? Christ. So that's great to do. But because of the 48-hour show, and then because I do it every week on Twitch, I have to change it every week. The chat have, after 5 months of pretty hard slog, the audience had made it to level 2 about 3 weeks ago.
Oh wow!
And they have. Last week they couldn't even fucking get back there, which is fun. That was good. They got there. Yep.
How many levels are there in total? You mentioned level 2. How many levels are there in?
They think there's 5.
Okay.
You're really going to enjoy finding out what happens pretty rapidly.
Holy shit.
That's a very loaded answer.
Yeah, well, because I don't know. There might be more. considerably.
Yeah, well, it's like a bizarre experience. So like, I'm absolutely bricking myself, hoping I don't get picked, and absolutely cracking up with laughter. I mean, how much is that scripted? I mean, and how much is like off the cuff?
Well, what you see on the screen is scripted. Yeah. Anything that you can find in the moment is a wonderful thing to do. Like it's like when newbie comics go, oh, how do you cope with hecklers? It's like, well, you take the thing they said, and then you probably invert it. You know, right? Because they're like, oh, do you just have like a stack of lines? It's like, I only know one bloke who can get away with having a big stack of lines. It's also because he went to jail and had his nose bitten off. He's a terrifying looking man, to the point that when you do heckle him, you're there sort of like, he just looks at you sort of like, I'm going to fuck you up. And like, yeah, you are. Please, tell me. Do that joke book joke that I actually recognise. Fuck. You know, whereas I'm a 5'8" man dressed as a fucking cyberpunk nightmare. So no, I have to rely on what I can actually do at that fucking minute, which is fun to do. And yeah, so about about 90% of it, I would say, is improvised. You know, like well, everything that's me fucking talking to people is improvised, and then being like, oh, how will you find the light switch? Yeah, curious enough, that's scripted. You know?
Yeah.
If it makes the screen move and it doesn't personally insult the person I'm talking to, chances are that's part of it. Yeah. Although I do just want to say one thing that's quite nice is I have learnt over the years you don't play with people who don't want to play. You find that out pretty rapidly, and there's a real difference between somebody going, "Oh no, don't pick me," and somebody who is clearly about to have a panic attack. Which is why, like, I've done that before, where they go, "You, oh no." No, that's anxiety. You're fine. You're fine. And those people tend to be great. Like there's a lovely bloke who he tagged me in 2 tweets. This is back when Twitter wouldn't let you have as many characters as it does now. Tagged me in 2 tweets years ago, and it was Edinburgh Fringe, and he goes, went to see John Robertson last year, both of his shows, had horrible panic attacks both times. And then the second tweet was, can't wait for this year.
Yeah. God, I'm stressed even thinking about it.
Description, because it's absolute panic attack and bloody funny.
Good.
Wait, Laura was saying that you sort of give out random prizes like old PlayStation games and random shit like that.
And flamboyant potatoes.
Yes, the flamboyant potato is a wonderful thing. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Idiots call it a pineapple, but those people are wrong. A flamboyant potato is its actual name. Yeah, I give out all sorts of things. My favourite thing to give out is the FIFA bomb, where you go down to like a CEX or something, and you buy about 30 copies of FIFA 08, right? Because they've still got them. You get a big bloody... and they'll go up to, 2011, whatever's about bloody 30p a throw. You get about 30 of them, right? You hold them up like that. And what you do is you get a child who's actually younger than these copies of FIFA, and you get the kid to play. When the kid dies, you just get the kid to sit at the front of the stage, and then you just throw this big, massive FIFA at them. And they get out of the way, which is good. Like, they're not dumb, these kids. They fucking move, right? But just the sound of it cracking into the ground, and then just people watch as like copies of FIFA just go fucking flying everywhere. And then kids tend to be pretty good because they tend to pick them up, which is nice. They sort of clean up and then sit back down. So there was one kid who was a cheeky little fuck because he just went through and picked the games he wanted from what I'd thrown at him and left the others.
You take them all, you take nothing.
You fucking get all of them. I mean, to be fair, the stack was bigger than he was. Kid was only fucking 9 years old. Good on him.
Sounds like something my kid would do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Dante would definitely go like that. Don't want that one's shit. Don't want that one. I'll take that one, and then fuck off. Yep. That's my kid.
Yeah. We had.
I was that kid too. 100% that kid. Oh yeah.
You've also written a story as well. Marrowbone, haven't you?
Marrowville.
Yeah. Sorry?
Marrowville,
sorry. But yeah, that was released 2019.
It was. That came out. That came out last August. The little town of Marrowville. That was the nice people at Puffin did that.
Nice.
What's it about?
That was really, really, really cool. So I loved it, and it's got a lot of praise from the press as well, which was fantastic. Now you mentioned at the time that there was a sequel planned.
Yeah.
Has there been anything further developed with that?
No, there hasn't. At the start of lockdown, I was like, and I'm going to write a chapter of it every month, and then I didn't because Twitch took off, and so I'm just there like, right, yeah. I mean, I don't, this will sound stupid, but I'm on Twitch. What am I? I'm on there 6 days a week, 2 shows most days. I don't have the time or energy to bathe.
I saw that you had quite an extensive...
You saw that I didn't bathe.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
See that camera on the left-hand side?
Yeah.
But, there's a man. This is a man who's on Twitch twice a day for 6 days a week, right there.
Yeah, no, you're right fucking there. Hey, chat. Hey, okay. All right, everyone. We're gonna, get ready for a loot drop. Yeah, I don't do any of that shit. Thank fuck.
Did the Twitch thing just happen? Was it a lockdown thing? Did you go, I've got nothing better to do with myself, let's do this?
It started just before lockdown. I was at a bit of a loose end, and I thought, well, I started doing it every Monday night, and that started working, and it seemed like a pleasant thing to do. And then when lockdown came, like every single live theater was gone, and all the comedy clubs were gone, and you got to do something, So it just became, right, I'm going to throw myself into this. And I was doing it, I think, was it 3 nights a week? And then suddenly I was like, wait a minute, I'm not the only one who's at home. Everyone's at home. What the fuck am I doing? And so I just started doing like a lunchtime show as well. And yeah, it's just really good. Like let's put it this way. My career depends entirely on like audiences going, oh, gee, I'd like to see him. Or, like that's a lot of fun, the thing he does. Let's give him some money, right? For the first time, it's people going, gee, I'd like to hang out with that guy. Let's do that, And so we end up doing that, between like, 4 and 6 hours a day. And it's great. Like I've never been, well, let's put it this way. I've never been so reliant on the kindness of other people, but it's a wonderful feeling.
Is the government sort of helping you out? Are comedians getting any sort of support throughout this time?
It depends. Some of us are. But not a huge amount, man. Like some people get fucking nothing. Some people aren't eligible for it at all. I was delighted when I got given a grant that was was it a fifth of my annual income?
Right, okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That moment of going, oh, cool, thanks for that. That's actually it's actually not that much rent, So that was a bit of a bummer, but that's the thing. I mean, it means that we're trying to survive, so you work hard, don't you? So and to be fair, I'm a lazy enough asshole that I'll happily work very hard without having to leave the house. I'm not enjoying that, to be fair.
Well,
I fucking love touring though, so that'd be nice to be doing that again.
Yeah. Well, I've got there's a lot of people, like I've got a lot of musician friends who are really like pulling their hair out at the minute because they can't do anything and they can't get any support, and they're getting naff all money for it. Also, recently there was an article about Spencer Wilding, who played the new Darth Vader in Rogue One, and he played the blue alien in Guardians of the Galaxy, and he played
that guy.
Yeah, he played a lot of different sort of. If you needed a big fucking guy in it, he's it, and he's gone back to window cleaning. That's sort of what he's doing because he's got no other options, and he's just sort of gone from basically being Darth Vader to being a window cleaner. And
mate, I've got mates who've been on Apollo who are now working at fucking Tesco, or Aldi or wherever they fucking are. So
mad.
It's horrible.
Absolutely mad.
Yeah, it's none of what should be fucking happening at all. I've been fortunate that when I rolled the dice and threw myself at Twitch, I landed on my feet, But make no mistake, I've landed on my feet, right? Close enough to the ground that I still have to fucking scrabble for everything, Fucking hell.
What does your wife think about you being on 6 days a week?
Well, she's in New Zealand, so she's
hell. Jesus Christ.
This is the other bummer, mate. Like she flew down to do an arts job, right? She can't leave the fucking country.
Fuck. So you haven't seen her in 6 months?
Oh, but she's fine. I mean, look, the second dickhead over here is not near her. She's out fucking flourishing. She's doing great work.
Oh, yes.
We have a great time. She's like, what are you doing? Well, I fucked up the house. You know, turns out I had no idea how thin the walls were. I had absolutely no idea until a whole bunch of noise complaints came in because, you know, I got a show where we were on front page of Twitch. I might have gotten a little bit excited during it. I might have opened up the front door, might have gone outside, had a bit of a sing at about 2 a.m. Yeah, you know, I don't particularly remember that. I woke up the next day, went onto my thing, and you know, just people in the chat were going, "John, you got any remember of going outside last night?" Like, what are you talking about? It's like, do you remember how the stream ended? Like, no. Yeah, there's just a little on camera what could be described as a blackout. Bit of fun. Might have I don't know. Whoops. Oh well.
So even though New Zealand is coronavirus free, she's not allowed to leave, basically.
Well, it's the travel corridors and shit. You know,
okay.
Yeah. Also, I mean, she's currently, you know, she's established herself with some work down there, so she's got to do that. We'll it's one of those things. We'll figure it out. Yeah. It's a bit of stress that we try to, you know, not be stressed about. So.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Cool. So, comedy wise, what's your strangest comedy moment?
There's a few of them. I mean, well, what do you want to know?
Okay, like maybe I don't know, good hecklers or really random shit that's happened.
There are no good hecklers. Like at all. You know, like hecklers who win. You know, the comedian tends to have been dying pretty fucking savagely anyway. You know, like I've been taken down by a heckler. I was about 3 years into my career. I just turned to the crowd and went, "You want to hear what I think about death?" And somebody was just like, "Aren't we watching you die?" It was like, perfect. You know, that was fucking great. That was a fucking win. You know, I might have high-fived that guy because he was right. You got to pay it when it's correct. You know, but yeah, I mean, I've seen things like you know, being heckled by the 65-year-old Glaswegian woman dressed as a cat. That was fun. You know, she had a whole lot of opinions about Australians that she decided she wanted me to know, which was interesting because I was doing Darkroom at the time. No one knew I was Australian. You know, I'm just there going, "Well, no, we're doing this," and suddenly, "Hey, I'll tell you something about the Aussies." Like, fuck, okay, all right. I've had a moment where I put down into. Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, that was. I think you'll find, mate. That was Billy Connery.
Billy Connery, you know? That's it. Yeah.
No. It's a combination of Sean and Billy. Can't do either of them. Put them together.
Billy Connolly, amazing.
Yeah, Billy Connery. Yeah. It's just things like, you know, like you look out into the crowd and go, "Who's this miserable cunt just staring at me? Who's this miserable cunt just looking at me like I'm shit? Who is that?" And realizing, oh, that's Jack D. Oh, that was fun. I did a one-liner and then he laughed, and as well he fucking should have. It was one of his. Anyway, yeah.
Who have you done shows with? Who's like the bigger names that you've done some shows with?
Well, you know Wayne Brady from Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Yes.
I've done shows with him. Done shows with Rob Schneider from fucking Waterboy and all that stuff. Oh yeah, he not very nice man. He I walked off stage after opening for him at this big theatre. And I threw my arms up because it was a good show, you know, like I'm just a hometown boy. It's a show in Perth, you know, I had a good time. And he mistook it as an invitation for a hug, and he just embraced me. It was this moment of being like, "Fuck off, Adam Sandler's friend. What are you doing?" Oh, yeah, he was lovely. "Hey, man, you killed it." He was great. He was very kind. His wife was very funny because when he was on stage, she came over to me and went, "You see that? That's my little meal ticket." And I loved that. Let's see. I did a gig. John Bishop was at. I've gigged with Stuart Lee, Mark Watson, Jim Jeffries, lots of people.
What's Jim Jeffries like?
Nice bloke. Very funny. He did a show. He did a show in Perth. And we went lawn bowling the next day as part of an event, right? And I'm there like, Jim, pretty pissed last night. He's there like, "Yeah, people say I get too pissed during my shows, but everyone else was fucking drunk, eh?" Like, "Yes, Jim. Jim didn't I didn't tell him, but the comedian Justin Hamilton had texted me during the interval of Jim's show because a bunch of tradies, just guys, they just work up the roof, just builders, had found out that Jim Jeffries was on, had all managed to somehow get last minute tickets and had taken a absolute fuckload of crystal meth. And when Justin made the mistake of saying he was a comedian, they just sort of surrounded him. Just go, oh, yeah, fucking, do you know Jim? Do you know Jim? Right. And so I got this text, which was just help. That was fun. So when Jeffries is there going, oh, yeah, my crowd are pissed, I'm like, yeah, some of your crowd, I'll have you know, mate, are getting ready to remove another comedian's fucking teeth with a claw hammer that they brought for the purpose. But nevertheless, no, he's a nice bloke. Mick Foley, I've met a couple of times. He's fucking super cool bloke, the wrestler. Yeah.
I met him once, and he's basically it was at the ill-fated Blackpool Comic Con over here because they had him as a guest, and I helped him, and I think there was like Booker T and Diesel were there and stuff, but we had to move them sort of underground to where they were going, but Mick Foley was. He could barely walk, man. The guy was just like, it was really sad to see because, you see him from this guy from the wrestling and stuff. And then, in real life, he's obviously struggling with his joints and things like that. And you're just like, oh man, you don't want to see that shit.
He seems to have gotten better thanks to DDP yoga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But no, he was like that when I met him too.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, oh, fuck. Oh, bugger. Forgot. Oh, I did, how's this for you? Here you go. Here's fun because I like Comic Cons. I like Comic Cons a lot. I do a lot of them. They're fucking great. This was fun. This is my big celebrity moment. This is cute. You ready?
Yeah.
It's very dumb. I was backstage at London Film and Comic Con with my wife, and we're just hanging out. And Colin Baker, the Sixth Doctor Who, was there, and he's run into me a bunch of times, so he greeted me with, oh no, and then gave me a hug, which was nice. And then we became aware that Sam Neill was sitting across from us. And, we were just a bit excited because it's Sam Neill. And what I loved was everybody was excited by Sam Neill. So, like, all these young actors who'd been in Doctor Who and shit were going up and going, oh, hey, Sam, a lot of hello, Mr. Neill. And I went over to him and just went, oh, can I sit down? And he went, oh, yeah. He went, where are you from? I went, Australia. Where are you from? He goes, New Zealand. I'm like, yeah. We sat there for a minute. And then he just went, what do you do? Because he detected pretty quickly I wasn't anyone he was meant to know. Right? I go, oh, I'm a comedian. And I go, oh, yeah? And he goes, what have they got you doing here? I go, oh, yeah, I do. I go and I do 2 shows. Yeah, I do 2 shows, and then I make some money, have a good time, sell some T-shirts. What have they got you doing? He goes, oh, they got me sitting out there for about 6 hours signing. And I went, you're a chump, Sam Neill. They like that a lot. And the thing that turned me on is he came back later on, and he greeted me with this one, you been on yet? And I went, no. And he went, oh, cool, I warmed him up for you.
Amazing.
Very nice, man.
Absolutely amazing.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, he'll have no recollection of this whatsoever, and nor should he. I was just a weirdo in the green room, but it was a great day. I felt very special.
Wow. So, what have you been to any of the American Comic Cons or anything, or is it just
no? But I did just do a dark room for PAX over in awesome. But I just did that online, which is super cool because I like Americans. I like them very much. They're very enthusiastic people in all directions. Let's not get, once the great unpleasantness in America is hopefully over, and let's put it this way, the aggressive fucking reactionary nerds once again driven to the far corners of the earth as they normally are, back to the sad recesses of their mother's basements and the message forums that they're usually on. We'll get to see that great American enthusiasm again, because American nerds are the most passionate fucking nerds there are.
Agreed.
Oh my God. Just this raw enthusiasm, and it's fucking wonderful. So to go and do a show for PAX just pleased me immensely. I mean, and the thing is, I mean, I don't want to bother anyone with what I've said, that the Americans are the most enthusiastic, the Australians are the most raucous, and the ones in the UK are the ones that can fit the most alcohol inside them. So.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's something. That's something. The UK gives raucous Australia a run for its money, because I tell you something, like, you can get people to do shit in the UK that the Australians won't do. You know, like the Australians, like if you accidentally get like a pompous Sydney person or something, they're going to be the ones who are sort of like, oh no, or like in Melbourne, like, oh, actually, this, right? Whereas in the UK, this is the place where I'm like, stand up and take your shirt off. I've got a fucking load of baked beans in this plastic bag, and I'm going to hit you about the head and chest with it. And I've had people get up and go, hit me, bean daddy. You know? I love this country. You know?
Oh, wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. I remember that bloke. And there's a lovely woman who goes to Insomnia who will gladly drain a can of beans. That's amazing to watch. Just chug them. Just skull. Amazing.
Grim.
It's an incredible bloody spectacle. Worth it every time. Always good.
Oh fucking hell, man! That's
I've seen her do that twice during my show. It's fun. What I really like is she always insists that she can get through all of it, but she gets through halfway through the can, and then has to stop for a second. It's like, that's always fun, because you're just like, now your mouth is full, the gullet is crammed.
Oh man, fucking hell! Wow, this has been some podcast, man. I tell you what, what a legend!
Well, I'll tell you what, I am so glad I came onto this tonight.
Yeah, you guys were going to completely miss out on this shit.
I know.
I'm glad you. Well, thanks for having me. It was a pleasure to come by.
Yeah, so honestly, just amazing. It was so chaotic, but it was
but that's what we need. I think sometimes we just need a little bit of chaos in our lives.
Yeah, that's why we try to import the Australians in. But Laura's not been on for a few weeks.
Well,
she's just sort of.
I'll have you know that Laura is such a good cosplayer. I've been her the whole time. What's up, fuck nuts?
Oh, it's uncanny.
That's how I talk. I'm Laura. Fuck.
I think she was trying to sort of. She was trying to sort of tell us about you. Like I other than seeing the picture and thinking, guy from Lawnmower Man. It was like I had no idea. Honestly, man, I remember it was like, it must have been like an MCM or something, and I saw a poster, and I was just like, are they doing something about Lawnmower Man here? And I just literally, that's the first thing that popped in my head. I didn't even think anything of it. I went, that's kind of cool, and then just walked off, and I didn't think anything else of it. Yeah, seriously, man.
I've never heard that before. I thought I had heard every pop culture reference of everyone I look like, and I have never heard Lawn. That's amazing.
Yeah, man. It's just...
Yeah. That's a killer. I like that. I like that so much. Because you don't mean Pierce Brosnan, do you little fuck? I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. What was his name? His name was Joshua or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, you mean the Lawnmower Man?
The Lawnmower Man. You are the Lawnmower Man.
That's so cool. That pleases me immensely.
That's a very old school film, but yeah, there you go. The reference. But yeah, she was trying to explain to us, who you are and what you do, and he sounded pretty nuts then, but in encountering you being in their presence,
you poor bastards.
It's just like, wow, she completely undersold you.
Yeah, but good though.
Yeah,
good. I'd have hated if she'd said, he's very reasonable or something, like that would have been a bummer. Anything along the lines of, he's mature and sensible and his opinions are to be listened to, that would have been a problem. This is fine. Good. I'm glad that whatever expectations you had were met and exceeded. They don't sound like they were positive, and that's pleasant. That's good.
Oh God. Before we go, are you up to date with The Boys, by the way?
Oh yes, watched that. Actually watched this morning the latest episode.
That is it episode 6?
Fucking weird.
Yeah. Episode 6, man. Yeah. It's getting fucking like. Do you watch it, John? Do you watch it at all?
No, but I did see Carl Urban when he got the haircut. That was a thing.
It's so good, man, and it's just like it's brutal. It's like it's getting to the point. It's like getting really brutal. Like some of the stuff that happens, you're just like, fuck. Even I've like cringed and sort of looked down because it's pretty graphic. Pretty graphic.
That's on Amazon, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
I tell you what, I do not mind a graphic Amazon program. Like Star Trek Picard had a surprisingly visceral amount of violence. It was amazing.
I still haven't watched that yet, and it was just because I was going to wait until it's all sort of gone through, and then I was going to watch them all, and then I've obviously forgotten about it. But is it worth it? Should I watch it?
Sure it is. Sure it is. Do you like Star Trek?
Yeah, but
Mate, Next Generation was my thing. I loved it.
Okay. Look, okay. Tell you what. You say Next Generation was your thing, yeah?
Yeah.
How's your tolerance for other Star Treks?
Didn't mind Deep Space Nine, and Discovery obviously was.
I like Discovery.
Yeah, Discovery is good. I was never a massive fan of the original series.
No, well, it is shit. So why would it be? It gets good around Wrath of Khan. Tell you what. Okay, because this would be my advice to you, right? Because I've been a lifelong Star Trek fan. I fucking love Star Trek in all of its forms, right? I don't count Enterprise because they took Star Trek off the name, so it clearly can't be Star Trek, right? It's just called Enterprise. Keep your expectations low, and you will have a great time with Star Trek Picard. But if you're sitting there genuinely going, like you kind of want it, them all to be on the Enterprise D and it to be, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
That won't be happening.
Right.
I thought it was very interesting, and it was, it was a lot of fun. There are a couple of moments where, what's really going to be annoying is there are going to be a couple of emotional moments that are going to work on you, and they actually haven't earned them in the series, but they'll still fucking work. And that really pissed me off, because it was one of these things where I was like, no, you just introduced that concept 2 minutes ago. You're not getting a fucking full-on cry out of me for this. I was like, no, all right, yes, yeah. What do you know? No, it's fine.
Are we
fine.
talking
History.
Sort of like Data and his daughter Lore, sort of kind of,
We're talking plenty of stuff. Plenty of stuff. It's fun. It's interesting.
The one thing that with Picard that kind of like confused me a little. Well, I won't say a lot. I probably wasn't paying attention. Mind you, I smoke a lot. The ending of Nemesis.
Yep.
And then you go to Picard, and now obviously what happens in Nemesis to a certain character.
Yep.
And then in Picard, it's like, hang on a minute, didn't you? What the? Have I missed something during this? The time frame where we finished Nemesis and it's gone to Picard, because you were on the scimitar when it exploded, and now, what the fuck is going on here? The writer's done something.
No. All of that's explained in about episode 1 episode 1 of Picard. That's all covered.
Josh was stoned.
It's all good. It's all good. Like I couldn't believe it when I was watching Picard, because I was going, like, I was genuinely like, motherfucker, they're using Nemesis as the thing to jump off from. This is amazing. Yeah. But it makes so much sense, because that was the last time we saw those characters. Like, fucking of course.
I'm thinking, oh shit, what the hell was I smoking? Because I must have missed something.
Yeah, it's all good. They do a lot of. Oh, look, there's a lot of just that. Okay, let's put it this way. You know how Star Trek used to be made of technobabble, like entirely. All right, well, blah, 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 blah. Now it's kind of let's just call it lore babble. Until I can come up with a better term.
Right.
Babble.
Yeah. It's just kind of and you're like, oh, that's definitely the name of 3 people who were apparently at a place sometime in an episode I vaguely remember watching. Okay. Oh, I guess that's why the way that is. Oh, cool. Anyway, the point. Oh, they played the old music.
Yeah, they do a lot of info dumping during that first couple of episodes. Oh, right. And we're going to talk about something that we both know about, but we have to tell all the viewers so that they know what's happening.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah.
Yep. Oh, but absolutely. But yep, you go. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, but they have to do that because there's 30 years like in universe to explain. So yeah.
Well, exactly. Well, also it's Star Trek. I mean, Star Trek's the show that used to open with the captain literally going, "This week on Star Trek, we're doing this." Captain's log. We are in orbit of this. Like, cool. Couldn't be bothered writing any dialogue for this. Then we couldn't find this out. Contextually, could we? A lot of screenwriting courses have a big old wank telling you're not allowed to do this.
Oh man.
Where's that pointy-eared bastard this week? Where is he? There is no pointy-eared bastard. Where is he? There. Oh, right. There's the pointy ear. Okay, he's got a sword. This just picked up. Hang on a minute. He's got a sword.
Space Legolas is the fucking best. It's.
That's exactly.
I wish that was mine. I can't remember who said that.
Yeah.
It's so
my
fucking. Cool.
wife said Space Legolas.
Oh.
She basically turned around. That's Space Legolas, and like. You're right. It is.
it is cool. It is cool so much, and also you know what? I don't think there's any harm in Star Trek having characters who are a bit like characters from other shows. Just because Star Trek's been trying to do that for years. Like if you ever look at the designs for what was going to be the retooled Enterprise, and you're like, it's a fucking Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
And then we only had the Star Trek movies because Star Wars got made. So.
Yeah.
Also curious.
Sorry. But with the movies though, you know they finally put one of my favorite characters, Sulu, in the captain's chair, and I fell in love with the Excelsior as soon as Sulu took over as captain, because Undiscovered Country, I don't care what anybody says about it, is still one of my favorite films of the series.
That's a good
film.
When
he's in the captain's chair and he goes, "In range? Not yet, sir." And he goes, "Fly her apart." I was like, oh, this is going to get better now. Yeah. And ever since then, I've got Excelsior, everything. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Absolutely love it.
Well, look, man, I remember the teacup, you know?
I
so good at the start. Wow. Did you?
I got it from Etsy.
I love stuff like that. Oh, that makes me so happy. Yeah, just the teacup going off and just, oh, man. And I think I must have watched that with my dad, because my dad would have gone, "Oh, John, that's Mr. Sulu." You know, oh, look at that, not the helmsman anymore. You know, there was definitely something helpful there to go, oh, that's why that's special.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, if you ever want to think, like, okay, just in terms of, like, because I fucking love Star Trek, and I'm sorry, because you guys were talking about The Boys, and then, like, a real fucking nerd, I've kind of gone...
That's cool, man, whatever, that's what this is all about.
Hey, gang, I don't know anything about that, but I'll tell you something. I've got some interests. In Star Trek 6, there's that great moment where, you know, the bridge crew are together, and they're having a walk over to Starfleet headquarters, and I think Kirk goes, "But where's Spock?" Right? And then when it's time for the briefing, there's this big tracking shot of this guy walking along, right, who's going to address the entire assembly. And then the camera just tilts up a bit, and it's Spock, right? And it's meant to be a bit of a reveal. But my mum was watching it and just went, "That'll be Spock." Yeah, that'll be Spock. And the thing is, of course, that'll be Spock. But it is also one of these things of, like, Star Trek kind of revels occasionally in a bit of false drama. Because it's like, where's Spock? Yeah, I don't know. He'll probably show up in a minute. This is a film. He'll be there in a second. Oh, what do you know? He's in the next scene. Ah, fuck. He's doing a speech. Whoa, what a mystery. You know? It's one of those things where it's like, I've seen that bloke dead and resurrected and and where's Spock? Oh, he's just on Vulcan undergoing a ritual to purge him of all emotion. And then to have, where's Spock? Oh, hang on. Who's this mysterious stranger walking into shot? Fucking hell.
What's the one where they make cages for whales where they've got to sort of get endangered whales?
Voyage Home.
Voyage Home. Yeah.
That's one of the old Star Trek films. That's one of the ones that sort of sticks in my head. Just these whales and him, like Bones and fucking Kirk talking while in front of these fucking whales.
Spock jumps in the tank.
Yeah.
He's in mind meld.
Talk to these whales.
His mind melds a fucking whale.
Yeah. It's just like,
it's so good. And what's the thing as well? It's like, my friend did too much acid in the 60s.
I saw something recently, and it was Nimoy doing a song about the hobbits, and it's like a super 70s sort of like song with women and going da 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 da. It's just like, what the fuck is going on?
It's so grim. Yeah. In the deep little hobbit of the land of the Shire. Yeah. Oh, so bad.
It's just like
a guy with. It's so weird because, like, it's a guy with just an incredible speaking voice to listen to.
Yep.
Like Leonard Nimoy's got such dry, even. It's an interesting, rich, resonant voice, and then he sings like that. It's really weird because I'm there going, dude, you know what? There's another bloke called Leonard who can't really sing, but he's got a really nice speaking voice. And that man's name is Leonard Cohen. Be like him, dickhead. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, they took Manhattan and all that jazz. Yeah. The man has, like you said, a great speaking voice, and yet every time I watch, Star Trek, A Song Before Undiscovered Country, and it completely.
Final Frontier.
Yeah, thank you very much. And every time he says marshmallow, and I go, marshmallow, for fuck's sake. Yet every time Spock says it, marshmallow, is again, oh, why does this sound so good and yet so wrong coming from you at the same time?
Oh, I think we've lost Jonjo. We've got.
No, I'm still here. I'm just going to get a cable for my phone because otherwise I will suddenly drop out.
He's not wearing pants. He's not wearing pants. That's why the camera's gone
I'm
off.
doing my Winnie the Pooh impression today, you know. So.
Sorry, we've got Pete stretched across two screens now, with Josh sort of separating his head. So.
Yeah, that's okay. You've got you guys just sort of lovely and sprawled out all over the screen and watching on Facebook, and there's me in the fucking bottom, the tiniest of pixel pictures, just going, I'm cool at the bottom.
You guys all came in last minute, and then, you know, it's just sort of, we've got
kids to bed.
Do I.
Paddy Kemp on Facebook. Evening, gents. You're late, Paddy. What's going on, man? You're late. You've missed out on all the fun.
Well, hang on. How much do we want to commit to that idea? Because we were wrapping up about 15 minutes ago. I quite like the idea of having someone just come in and go, evening, just like, yeah, all right, get fucked, Paddy. Goodbye. I'll see ya.
It's like coming into the pub when they've gone, time, gentlemen, please, going, can I get a pint? It's like, fuck off, we're closing.
It's 10 o'clock, mate. Get out.
They don't seem to give a shit about that over here at the minute. I was in Stockport and the pubs were fucking hammered. Like there was no pandemic going on at all. They were out there, fucking beers all over the place. Manchester City Centre, they've got they've pedestrianised areas. Now I understand they've done it because they want to give these places more business. But the thing is, there's just more people, and it's just like you've basically moved where there couldn't be people to places where there now can be people. So everybody's there, and it was just hammered full of people, and it's just like, fuck me, man. It's just like, yeah. It's going to be interesting. Especially.
I was going to say my sister's at Manchester Met, and obviously they're under lockdown themselves at the moment. So that's fun. Speaking to her, going, is everything all right? She goes, yeah, it's fine. There's only me and one other person in my hall, so it's actually quite nice and peaceful. I went, well, okay, fair enough.
They said the government apparently turned around and said, it's just, if you're good, you can go home for Christmas. Otherwise, you're staying where you are. Pretty much.
How nice of them.
Yeah, that was like, you can go home for Christmas. But
that'll change.
Laura Benson, John! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
Laura!
And 4 hearts. You got 4 hearts. There you go.
Oh, cool. Have one of these for each of them. How are you, love? I love her very much. G'day, Laura. How are you? Good to see you.
Laura, we were saying that you didn't do him justice. He's been an absolute whirlwind. He's come on here.
You did me fucking dirty. You did me fucking dirty, Benson. You did me fucking dirty. Fucking Joe. I'm not going to lie. Sorry, gents. Having 2 cameras is new to me, and I'm not fucking sick of it. God, it makes me very fucking happy.
Have you got one of those, what do they call, the stream decks that sort of fires over things?
I do, but I'm not using it. I'm very tensely. One thing I really like is how dumb it looks when I'm holding the camera when I go back. So...
I'm just getting flashbacks of the Crystal Maze with Richard O'Brien, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Laura says an Aussie love letter. I talked him up for like a fucking hour, bitch. Didn't even pay me.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It was literally. I don't even know. The conversation was like, talk about underrated people and stuff. And there they are sitting in Sweeper there, and she just came out with this about you, and it's like, that guy sounds interesting, but not as chaotic. Wow. Sooty, for anybody who's listening to this podcast, by the way, Sweep is currently having his dirty way with Sooty. And if
Sweep
you don't know,
is balls deep into Sooty right about now.
and if you don't know who Sooty and Sweep are, then you're very young. You're very young.
And Sweep is spent. Light the cigarette, roll over, and we're
I got
done.
sent those in the mail, and ever since they've been here, it's like, yeah.
Why did you get
time.
sent them in the mail? Is there a story behind that?
I can't remember. Why necessarily. No, I actually don't know why I was sent
They were
those.
guest hosts of the Dark Room. That's what it was.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I use them. I use them in the show now. It's a lot of fun to do. Oh God, yeah. But yeah, that I don't know. People send me weird stuff, and I got sent Sooty and Sweep. I mean, here's something. Show you something that got sent to me. Given the talk of Star Trek. Here you go. Fucking there you go. There's Big Bill Shatner just hanging out.
I love the way he's slightly podgy as well.
Oh, yes, he's a huggable man. He's a huggable captain. Oh God, so fun. So fun.
Laura says John gets sent and given weird shit often. What's the weirdest stuff that you've been sent?
I've got a fucking stuffed taxidermied mouse dressed as the Dark Room. You want to see that?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Because that'll be the answer.
Oh, come on.
Right, I'll go get it. Give me a sec. Here, I'll be right back, gentlemen.
Oh man. Wow.
You can't give something like that and say, "Oh, Joe, it's packed away somewhere." Maybe next time.
we were gonna sort of like wrap it up about 15 minutes ago, but hey, fuck it, let's just carry on. Why not?
Hey up! I'm plugged in now, so it's going all night. Yeah.
What's the most downloads we've
Look
had?
at it! Amazing.
There you go. If I can check that out.
That's amazing.
What's the most downloads we've ever had on one of our podcasts, Geary?
It's going to be
We're
this
about
one.
to smash
It's 100% going to be this one. I think we're averaging about 300 a month at the minute, which isn't too bad for us.
We're about to fucking ruin this one.
Yeah, so we're getting there. We're increasing month on month, which is good. And this one, with the tornado, it was your Yon Man. It's going to be. It's what does Laura say? Then he regrets it to he regifts it. You regifts it to poor bastards as prizes.
Some of them, yeah. Oh fuck yeah. Oh god, there's some stuff that's come in over lockdown that's absolutely going out. Also tell you what, because I should probably get to stepping, boys. Real fast. I am going back on tour. There is one live show. No, wait, there's two of them. There are two live shows in the UK that have not been cancelled this year.
Whoa.
So far, right? I'm doing a stand-up set at the Frog and Bucket on Halloween night, October 31st in Manchester.
Oh.
And the Dark Room will be on November 1st in Manchester. And it was meant to be on every single month from March till fucking December, but of course everything got canned over and over again. So yeah, that's a bit of fun, isn't it?
All right, Frog and Bucket, because I'm in Manchester pretty much, but Frog and Bucket on Halloween.
Yep, Frog and Bucket Halloween, Frog and Bucket November 1st. Dad, don't worry about the Halloween show. Come to the November 1st one. I get paid more money the more people show up to that one.
All right,
the other one's a fixed fee. Couldn't give a fuck about
November
it.
1st, right? Okay.
Yeah, November 1st is the Dark Room, the full 2-hour Dark Room show. And then I'm on tour in April next year over here. I've got dates in Glasgow and Edinburgh and Newcastle at the Stand and Portsmouth Guildhall. And I don't know why particularly I'm going from fucking Glasgow to Portsmouth over the course of a day. What the fuck did I do to God that has to happen?
Are you a sci-fi weekender?
Yeah, I'll be at Sci-Fi Weekender.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look, I'll be just about anywhere that'll fucking take me. Go to a bloody opening of a cake shop, go. It's fine. Other than that, I'm over at twitch.tv/Robertson 6 days a week, and I'm going to continue streaming even after the pandemic's over because fuck me, it's beautiful. So yeah, there we go. Yeah. Also, sorry about that. That's very. Look, tell you what, I'm going to lean in. I'm going to let you boys in on a small secret. This hugely rehearsed seeming and very very sort of professional. All right, that's me out kind of thing is a grown man covering up the fact that he would very much like to go and have a shit pretty soon.
That's the worst thing ever, man. When somebody keeps you talking and you need to take a shit. So
No,
we
it's
just
one of
got
the
we just got a comment on Facebook. Hey, you guys, have any of you guys seen Dragon's Dogma yet on Netflix? We did talk about that, Paddy. And we're going to have to go now because we don't want him to shit himself on screen.
Thank you so much. Not on camera. That violates Twitch's terms of service. YouTube, however, that's their usual content, so no issue there. All right. You beautiful people. Lovely to talk to all of you. Peter, nice to see you again.
Okay, you can do take care yourself.
Thanks a lot, dude. Much appreciated. Bye, John. Right. Okay.
Wow.
Well, that was it.
That was something.
John Robertson is a human dynamo.
Yeah, man, that was
literally in the literal sense of the word.
I'm exhausted just by listening to that guy. That guy's awesome. I mean, he's doing the prairie dogging stance on the chair. So again, man, yeah, he's gonna go in a minute. But fuck, man, that was awesome.
His full-hour show and the Dark Room is just 110% pure energy, and he fills the entire room just with his pure force of personality. And I guarantee you will shit yourself laughing.
Well, he almost shit himself laughing, technically. So,
but yeah, no. If you ever get the chance to see the Dark Room do it, you will basically be.
Joe, what I'm
track yourself
tempted
laughing
now,
and in sheer abject terror.
If lockdown doesn't happen, I'm almost tempted now to take a drive up Halloween.
Well, if he says
that.
the one in November, I might, if it's not closed, I might do that. Then I might go Frog and Bucket then and see him. Because Laura says, "Did I not tell you all?" Yes, you did, but I didn't expect what we were going to get. He's an absolute hurricane of a person. Brilliant.
I'm seriously now considering. I guess just said to Laura now, I've got to book this guy for one of mine next year. I've got to book this guy.
Yeah, he's
just for a show.
I just want this guy to perform for my birthday. That's it, you know. Be awesome.
He just laughed because he needed to take a shit. There you go. Before we go, Paddy, you've been very patient with us. Have you any of you the geeks seen Dragon's Dogma yet on Netflix? I really enjoyed it. Worth watching. I've not seen it, but Jonjo has.
I've seen it and I didn't hate it. You know, it's a good show. But no, but it was watching it. I don't know. It just did not feel like the animation was doing the show justice. I'm hoping though that is just just a first series kind of jitters, and then maybe if season 2 does come along, it will be better because the writing was quite good. The story I really enjoyed, and I remember playing Dragon's Dogma about 8 or 9 years ago when it first came out, and I loved that game. It was very good. But you know, like Castlevania's first series was bloody brilliant, but the animation was a little bit stiff in places. But then season 2, it looked beautiful. It was fantastic, and I think it's the same thing. I'm hoping that as it goes on, it will just get better and better.
I can't say I'm a massive fan of anime stuff. I don't know what it is. The style of it is it's never sort of.
I like certain anime. I mean, I like the Patlabor series in the 90s. That was a very kind of neo-realistic approach to it. But there's some anime which just leaves me a bit cold.
There's Akira in the background there.
Try living with this on a daily fucking basis when everybody thinks it's fast and pissing furious outside.
Paddy says, loved Castlevania. Awesome.
Yeah. You know, you were saying obviously about, you know, like you're trying to find something to watch during lockdown. You know, you go through all your shows that you would be watching. I did rewatch Death Note actually, not the film because that was fucking bad, but the actual anime, and it's still, I've got to say, it's probably my favorite anime ever. It's just
I've read the manga books.
Yeah, the books are good as well.
But it got drawn out. I think the problem with most manga and anime is that it just expands out to the point of being pointless. I mean, same with Attack on Titan. Great premise, but it just becomes pointless in the end. Just like it becomes boring. As much as I'd say.
I do like Attack on Titan. That is quite a high rate one for me. But even Cowboy Bebop I rewatched as well. So good.
If they cut them down by half, it would be a lot tighter and a lot better for it.
Everything suddenly got very civilized very quickly. I feel like we've been in this bubble of sort of madness, and then suddenly it's gone, and it's just like everything's just gone.
Unwind. We need to come down from everything that's happened. That's what it is.
I think we just fucking exhausted, to be honest, because that was just, I did fuck all, and then I'm still, I'm still buzzed, but I'm still fucking. That was great. But you're talking about anime, and I just recently started watching Hellsing, and I've always, looked at it. People have always said it's a great anime and whatnot, and I thought, fuck it, why not? I never expected Dracula to be, on the side of the good guys for a change. Like, what the hell is going on? This is wicked. And then somebody said to me, watch the abridged version. I thought, what the hell is an abridged version? Because trust me. And I don't think I've laughed so much in my entire life. It's like, bang, wow, that's an anti-tank round. Boom. Holy shit, that's an anti-tank. I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. Why have I not seen this before? And then somebody said, have you seen the Dragon Ball Z series of the abridged versions? I thought, you've got to be kidding me. And like I said, I'm not an anime person. I used to watch Gundam Wing, Endless Waltz, Guyver, Detonator Organ. I sound terrible. I've never watched anime. Yeah, I'm throwing all these fucking anime things out. Detonator Organ, but these are all films. And the one I grew up with was Tank Police.
Yeah.
Loved Tank Police. And then this new age anime, the new style of anime that's come out, and watching Hellsing, watching Castlevania, and, it's perked the interest. So, when somebody said, oh, Kevin Smith is doing the same kind of animation with Masters of the Universe, kind of piqued the interest even further, because I thought if they could do all this great work, I mean, the artists and the designs on this on the animation itself is fantastic. These guys do a fantastic job of their artwork, especially. And, it's for me, of somebody who didn't always watch anime, has never been like a huge fan of anime, to actually get drawn into it, they've got to be doing something right. I mean, I've never, I think I've watched one season of Attack on Titan, and it's just the same. It's it's the same thing over again. They're coming over the wall. They're trying to eat people. They're cutting the nape of the neck. They're coming over the wall. It just gets boring and click. So yeah, this was a fresh story for me, especially with vampires, vampire killing, Hellsing. I thought, yeah, fantastic, great. Continue to watch this, but now I've realised I'm rambling, and Jonjo, that's usually your job. Why the fuck are you interrupting me? Come on, Jesus Christ!
He's sorting his camera out. He's making sure he's got his good side on at the minute. He's sitting there kind of messing around. It's the first time he's had his camera on, so he's like, "What's my good side? Let's move this over here."
Oh no! I don't have a good side. Don't even try and do that to me. I'm not going to lie to the people.
Paddy says on Facebook, old school manga has the best. Old school manga was the best 80s 90s era. Tentacle dicks and excessive killing. Yeah. When I think of manga and anime is tentacle dicks, basically. Just
Legend of the Overfiend.
Yeah, Overfiend. God.
Oh yes.
Oh.
Yeah, what wasn't my introduction to manga was through Channel 4 in the 90s, because like late night at the weekends on Channel 4 they would show kind of these at the time it was obscure, like anime.
And Ghost in the Shell and some, or was that one
Ghost in the Shell? They had Akira massively cut down for like television, and I also fell in love with Cyber City Uedo 808.
Oh, okay.
And
it was Bravo. It was the Bravo channel on cable that introduced me to anime, because they did the Guyver original series, and then obviously they did the Saturday anime movie. That's where I was introduced to Detonator Organ, and I just thought, wow, this is basically Gundam. And then somebody said, no, it's nothing like Gundam. It's completely different. It's like, okay, I will be educated. And, I thought Detonator Organ was fantastic. And then I was introduced to Gundam Wing, and and I went to see Endless Waltz at a drive-through cinema years ago, and just thought it was the most fantastic thing I'd ever seen. And God, man, Channel 4 showing anime, God, they must have cut shitloads out of it.
Would have been around the time the Word was on, probably.
Yeah.
The Word.
I think I remember the first anime I really watched was with my cousin, because I think he used to tape a lot of them off of TV, including like off Channel 4. But I remember he actually had a imported tape of Akira, and this was obviously subtitled. It was a Japanese video, and I remember watching it, and I had to watch it twice, because I think the first time my eyes kept going obviously to the writing. I wasn't paying attention too much to the picture, and I watched it a second time round. And do you know what? From that point, I was like, "This is so good. This is such rich, cartoon. Really, I'd never really seen anything like this in my life." And from that, I obviously started watching Cowboy Bebop. I started watching Dragon Ball Z. Started watching just all different anime, and the variations of what I was watching. For I think when I was like 9 or 10, there's probably stuff that I probably needed to be like twice the age to actually watch it. But it's part of what made my childhood to a degree, because anime, I kind of then went off a little bit. I didn't really watch any for a long time, and then obviously stuff like Death Note came up, Attack on Titan, the Ghost in the Shell, the standalone Complex series. They've been really good as well. So it's been nice to really get into all these shows. Even like, I know not everyone always likes them, but even Netflix have got loads of shows now. They've got loads of anime.
Because they did an anime version of Altered Carbon.
Yes,
which I've not seen.
On Netflix? Is it on Netflix?
Yeah, on Netflix.
Yeah.
And basically they did a anime sequel standalone to Altered Carbon.
Okay.
Basically completely independent of the main series and the books, but just essentially a adaptation of a story in that world.
Okay, nice. Paddy says the original Guyver broke my cherry. That started with movies, first of the North Star and Akira, then went on from there. Guyver, from what I remember, was pretty gory. Like there was, it was pretty
anime in the 90s especially was just generally very gory, because they could get away a lot more than they could with live action, because cartoons are for kids apparently.
Yeah. Well, there was a Guyver film. There was a Guyver film, wasn't there? And it was pretty brutal as well, from what I remember. Like this is like many years ago. This has got to be 80s, I think, or early 90s at least.
80s Guyver. Yeah. Weird and brutal.
Starring Mark Hamill.
Oh shit! Yes, it was. Yeah, you're right. Mark Hamill.
The first Guyver film, The Guyver, depending on where you bought the video from, it was called Mutronics. Starred, Mark Hamill. I thought, he needed the work. And then obviously they brought it, forward a bit, and it was Guyver Dark Hero, starring David Heyer, who's the voice of Solid Snake in Metal Gear. Yeah, in Metal Gear Solid. And he was the new Sean Parker in the film. And that film itself is fantastic. For what it is, it's a Guyver film. It's it has Zonoids, it has the history of the Guyvers itself. But as a standalone film, it works brilliantly, and it still holds up today now with the martial arts, and even the CGI it's dated, but it
functional.
Works.
It's functional.
Yeah, very functional. The same with Devilman. They were supposed to make a live action film of Devilman, and I can't remember if they did or not. This is going back a good couple of years. Somebody will probably correct me in the comments.
I don't think they did. Well, not a full remake anyway. But I think a more recent-ish one. I know it's still going back about 12 years though. Afro Samurai, I did quite enjoy.
Oh, Samuel Jackson.
But that was supposed to get a live action remake as well, which was going to be. He was going to obviously star, write, produce, whatever in it, and apparently Phil Lamar was going to play actual Afro Samurai, which would have been awesome. But I don't remember if it was the funding got cut or the writer said, no, I can't adapt this, or something happened, but it just didn't work out. And to a degree, I kind of am happy it didn't, because, how many times have we seen a live action anime film and it's like, why did you bother?
Well, we had the live action anime film with balls, and it's gone from my head.
Dragon Ball Evolution, that's all I will say. That film crippled me.
Paddy
Ghost
says...
in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell.
Live action remake. So that was what I was thinking of. And that was terrible.
It was all right.
I tried watching it.
It looked good, but it was not a good film.
I switched it off after half an hour because I just got bored.
Paddy says on Facebook, there isn't one, just a fan-made Devilman. If that one's...
Yeah.
I didn't think there was a live action one.
Yeah, it's fan-made Devilman. And then obviously Matronics with Mark Hamill, then Dark Hero was the sequel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, gents. This is the longest podcast we've ever had. We usually go for an hour 15, an hour and a half at a push, but we're verging on 2 hours.
Once we get to the point when John goes off to have his shit, that's where everyone's going to turn off. We'll be like, there's still half hour left.
Surprisingly, though, everybody sort of was quiet throughout him being there, and then obviously he goes, and then people are talking.
To be honest, it's a bit like the Dark Room experience, where you just stay quiet and really hope you don't get picked.
Oh man, I'm 1st of November. I think I'm gonna make
a Dark Room cherry, mate.
I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted. If I can make sure I haven't got to work the Monday morning, I'd happily come up to Manchester for that.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, right. So we're going to leave it there for tonight. It has been, I was going to say thanks to John, but he's currently squatting on the ball trying to squeeze a deuce out. So
if he's still sitting there half hour later, I'll be very worried.
Well, maybe it was a big one. Who knows? But we'll thank John. We'll thank John for turning up and bringing his
energy to
the podcast, because it was very, very entertaining. Very, very entertaining.
We've got to get him back.
100%, man. He's just the energy, amazing. But yes, thanks to John for being the guest. That was amazing. Thanks to so obviously Laura and to Paddy for some of the comments. And for tonight, I've been Matt Geary. With me has been Jonjo Cosgrove in person.
Hello. Goodbye.
Josh Varney.
Be excellent to each other.
And Peter Ray Allison.
Keep safe and look after each other.
See you later, everybody. Bye.